Well, the time is just gone 10 minutes to 9 as we continue with this morning's edition of News and Views. And we are now going to be focusing on a lifeline for whistleblowers in South Africa. We're talking about an organization called the Courage Hub. And now the Courage Hub is spearheaded by former South African Airways Group Treasurer and whistleblower Cynthia Stimpel. We all know what danger whistleblowers are actually in South Africa. We see widespread corruption across the entire people whistleblowers who want to come in. And again, they are in danger. And we are going to find out what Courage Hub is all about, but also in terms of the protection of whistleblowers. Cynthia Stimpel, Director of Courage Hub, good morning to you and welcome to the show.
Good morning, Inyat, and thank you so much for inviting me this morning.
Yes, what caught my eye is just looking at the caption talking about shaping a generation that chooses courage over corruption. And in actual fact, Cynthia, this is what whistleblowing is all about. But again, in a country like ours, obviously, we've seen what has happened in the past. We've seen whistleblowers, we've just seen so much in the past where people want to come forward, they want to expose corruption in the country, but their lives are in danger.
Exactly. And this prevents people from telling the truth. I mean, every person is taught by their parents to speak the truth and to do the right thing. I don't think any parent would tell their children otherwise. So as children, we already grow up with these values, and then we get into school and we see other things happen and we get influenced by others. We get into high school and university and even in corporates and the boardroom. And so we can easily be swayed to do the wrong thing, A, or B, we keep quiet because we realize if I speak out, if I say anything, I'm most likely to lose my job. And so, yes, our focus as the Courage Hub is we've got a multi-pronged focus, but definitely to start training our youth when they're in those ethical dilemmas. How do they react? How do they reason in their own mind so that they always do the right thing and speak up with courage?
Yes, and also I think, Cynthia, when one talks about whistleblowing, and obviously, the icon, and I would say who actually got martyred for the cause for whistleblowing, Babita Jokeran as well. I mean, she obviously stands out as an icon, and again, in terms of what you are trying to achieve, providing this platform not only for ethical dialogue, but I think more importantly, whistleblower support.
Exactly. So in the whistleblower support in YAIT is that we want to firstly give whistleblowers their voices. So we're going to be doing podcasts with whistleblowers so they can tell their own stories. They don't need to wait for a Zondo commission or for a Madlanga commission where they have to come forward. This is telling it in a safe space. They can tell their stories. And for those that want it out in the public space, we will do so. For those that feel I need to just tell my story, but I need to keep it private only for my family, we will do the podcast and they have it for their families. But I know on my own journey and speaking to many whistleblowers, once you're able to tell your story, the healing journey starts. You start feeling better about yourself. You start thinking different about your situation, and you can find solutions of how you can get out of the circumstance that you're in. The second part for whistleblower support is that we're going to showcase whistleblower stories. So, for instance, people like Babita Deokaran, who we know just did her job, reported it so accurately, so detailed, and was still assassinated for doing her job, is to showcase that there is this person so we don't lose sight of it. I know that Jeff Wicks has done extremely good research and exceptional follow-up in constantly keeping Babita's name alive, but there's people like Mospako, Philemon Ngwenya, Sammy Maplanliana, all those people that are quiet. So we want to raise that awareness of these whistleblowers, showcase their stories through our exhibition here at Courage Hub. If you look behind me, you can almost see their pictures and their stories are behind me there. And that's what we're going to do. So we can have a safe space. The other area is having the safe space for whistleblowers to meet, to talk, discuss their stories, and we will give guidance on how to blow the whistle safely so that they don't get into harm's way.
Well, safe space, and also I think it's very interesting, Cynthia, that you speak about the commissions. We've seen the Zondo Commission, the Madlanga Commission at this point in time, and I think for someone like yourself, who was obviously a group treasurer, so you understand finance as well in terms of the cost as well. And this obviously was the Courage Hub, a cost-effective way of actually managing whistleblowing. Rather than wait for these commissions where billions are actually spent and they seem to be dragging on and on and on. And again, without any real tangible results, where we see very few people being arrested, very few people, being imprisoned as well or convicted as well. And at the same time, when you look at the corruption taking place, the police
Yes.
force is a clear example in terms of what is playing out. You've got a minister of police that has been on suspension for now how long? You've got a commissioner of police. We've heard of municipal departments where 20, 30 employees are on suspension, but all of them on full pay at this point in time. So this has a huge cost to the company, to the country, and hopefully through Courage Hub as well, it could actually possibly even speed up the process where justice can be served.
And thank you for that, because that is exactly our intention, is to find ways, firstly, to help whistleblowers, give them guidelines how to do it safely, give them toolkits to manage it, and then refer them to the correct people to get the advice and guidance, like OUTA, PLAF, Whistleblower House, all those organizations that have those mechanisms, and then also to help them help themselves, because that's the important thing. The other part is also in corporate. So we want to go into corporates with training, because the corporates are also somehow have compliance ethics hotlines and whistleblower hotlines, but they themselves may result in perpetrating because they don't understand the process. So we want to guide that so it can short circuit it, find ways how best can you negotiate, find out the facts, investigate it, but don't attack the whistleblower. So yes, so that's going to be part of our process. And with the team that I'm working with is Nicosia Camelo, who will work on the education side together with Brendan Greeley, who's been in the talking ethics space for a long time. And so our combination of our skills will help us facilitate in helping whistleblowers, preventing future whistleblowers from damaging the reputation further. What we cannot, and I'll put it up front, is when there's a loss of life or assassination. Unfortunately, we don't know what happens behind the scenes, but what we want to do is protect that whistleblower before that can happen. So they are aware and they have the skills and they have the tools to manage that. Thank you.
Yes, Cynthia. And just finally, Cynthia, what level of support are you hoping as Courage Hub, to get, and just how widespread, do you think, do you expect the support base to be?
So we're looking at our country, South Africa, so supporting our whistleblowers in our country. Obviously, those that are in Johannesburg and can access where we are, we've got a physical space where they can come. We also opened the space for discussions for whistleblowers, for meeting. So 2 days ago, we actually met with a group of whistleblowers to review the Protected Disclosures Bill, which was just released on the 9th of April. So we aligned that discussion and that space to happen. We've partnered and will be collaborating with organizations like Active Citizens Movement, OUTA, Corruption Watch, PLAF, and those type of organizations, so that we don't sit here and try and be the only problem solver in this major issue regarding whistleblowers, but to spread it out to every organization that's able to add value. Let them. We're even looking at the academic companies like UJ, like KZN University, to work with us with training on social entrepreneurs courses that we can then allow whistleblowers to get new skills so that they can build themselves up and find employment. Our other role is also to look at where can we partner with corporates to get whistleblowers employed. So it is quite a widespread, but it is to look at that whistleblower, look at their needs, and then how can we help them specifically in their needs.
Well, Cynthia, we wish you all the best, and obviously it is a step in the right direction, considering where we are as a country, particularly when it comes to corruption. But for now, we thank you. We do appreciate you taking time out. All the best to you.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it too. Thanks,
Cynthia
Inye.
Stimpel, Director Courage Hub, with us this morning. And with that, we're heading to 9 a.m. A lot more ground to cover right until 10 a.m. this morning.